What was your favorite thing about attending the ACM Awards? Oh, well, I got stopped a couple times. No one knew who I was there. It was great. Hey y'all, I'm Lanie Gardner and I'm answering questions from the Confession Cube with page 6. All right, here we go. If you could steal one song from another country artist's catalog and make it your own, which one would it be? Probably The House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert and make it my own. I feel like I connected so much to that song. I don't know, it would have been fun I think it'd be fun to kind of make my own little version of it, if I haven't already. All right, you're on tour with Gavin Adcock. What's the most chaotic or funny behind the scenes tour moment so far? The other night they were actually, they call it like the milk toss or something, and they take a jug of milk and they'll go out into like the parking lot or something, and they just like launch the milk at each other, and the first one who basically busts the milk everywhere over the concrete or wherever they're throwing it loses. So Gavin gave it one good throw, and the trajectory was very off, and it almost hit like all the bystanders just watching this happen. So we all ran for our lives, and that's when it busted. It was fun. You had a song, Chasing the Wind, on the Twisters soundtrack, along with some of the biggest names in country right now. What was it like being a part of that so early in your career? I think it was a little bit of imposter syndrome, seeing my name up there with all of these, people that I grew up listening to. I felt very honored to be on the soundtrack with all of these artists. I look up to them a lot, so it was pretty cool. What's the biggest difference between making a songwriter's diary and faded Polaroids? I think a songwriter's diary for me was something that I could kind of use as a rock as I continued on into the music industry, of just remembering why I started writing in the first place, why I began music. And then faded Polaroids is kind of just everything that I have already gone through that I guess kind of explains why I need something like a songwriter's diary to kind of go back to and remember it. Faded Polaroids is definitely something that I am able to, see the milestones that has happened in my career so far, and also it's collaborative. The first album wasn't, and so yeah, that's kind of one of the differences between the two albums. How did growing up in the Appalachian Mountains shape the sound and storytelling we hear on your music today? I think it really shows in the first album that I had. It's kind of more stripped back, something that's more songwriter-esque, songs that you would hear on, the front porch during a sunny day or a rainy day, or a night around the bonfire. This next album that kind of comes out, it's kind of just everything else that I grew up with, the top 20 countdowns and the bluegrass, during nights at the festival or at the Rhododendron Festival, or driving around, rocking out with my friends, driving down back roads. My tastes are kind of across the board, I think, because of that, just growing up with so many different genres depending on what we were doing that night or that morning or that weekend or whatever. What's the most surreal pinch me moment you've had in your career so far? I did the WWE national anthem. That was very much a pinch me moment. It was almost a nightmare going up there because it was terrifying in front of so many people. That was my first stadium I had ever been in front of, and it was a really special moment for me, and my family was there too. It was a special moment for all of us. I grew up singing the national anthem. It was pretty cool. What album or artist are you listening to on repeat right now? Interestingly enough, I didn't really dig into Fleetwood Mac when I first put the cover out. I knew who they were and I was a big fan of them, and my dad kind of raised us up on Fleetwood Mac. But it was kind of like a slew of different people. It was AC/DC, it was Fleetwood Mac, it was Journey. It was all those bands and artists. But I kind of just took the time to really dig into Fleetwood Mac and dig into Stevie Nicks here recently, and I just have not been able to stop listening to their music. What was the very first thing you did when you found out you'd hit #1 with Thomas Rhett on the Hot 30 Weekend Countdown? That was crazy. I can't remember who it was that told me. It was my mom and dad really keep up with a lot of this stuff. They're kind of almost getting to it before my team does, before we do, because they're so supportive, and they are constantly just looking for, big things that are happening. The very first thing I did, I guess, when I hit #1 was call and talk to mom, because I think I missed her call whenever she first called to tell me. And so she texted me, and so I just called her, and we kind of just reminisced, what kind of got me here and got my music here today. So Yeah, that's what I did. I called Mom. You've got a track with Mick Fleetwood on drums. What was it like working with such a legend? So whenever the Dreams cover came out, I actually had Mick Fleetwood reach out, and he said that he would like to do a song, and over the years it just never really happened since the Dreams cover. And then I wrote High Divin', and I don't know, I kind of just shot my shot there and asked him if he wanted to be a part of it, and he said yes, and that's it. I've never met him in person. The only time I've kind of technically met him was over Zoom, and he had this just beautiful Zen oasis behind him, and talking to him was just mind expanding. He was really, really cool. Dream collaboration time. If you could duet with any artist, living or not, who would you pick? Ugh, Miranda Lambert. Always Miranda. Always gonna stay the same probably until we've done it. This one's about you. Your relationship with Fisher Perry always makes fans smile. What's something funny or unexpected about him that people wouldn't know? Oh, he sings. Yeah, don't even do that. He sings. He loves music. He plays guitar. That literally every time he's at my house, he's picking up my guitar and he's sitting there and he's learning his little indie songs. He loves indie music. The list goes on. There's a lot of things that are secret about Fisher Perry, but he does sing, and he's good at it. We sing together sometimes. You've been named a Recording Academy Artist to Watch. What does that honor mean to you? Honestly, gaining the respect of other people in the music industry is important to me, mainly because all of them have such a passion with their art. To be named an artist to watch, I think that the respect aspect of it is just, it's nice. What was your favorite thing about attending the ACM Awards? Well, I got stopped a couple times. No one knew who I was there. It was great. So I was, with the credentials and things, I had to, show them. Ella Langley and Parker McCollum were just like passing me by. I'm like, this is supposed to get back here, whatever. It was really nice. It's really fun. Oh, wait, a favorite thing. Definitely not that. Favorite thing? My mom was there. My mom was there, and she was there, and she had so much fun, and it was fun seeing her experience that for the first time and see some of her favorite artists as well. And also Miranda Lambert performed, so that was also awesome. How did it feel when you got the call that you'd be stepping onto the Grand Ole Opry stage for the first time? It actually wasn't a call. I went to Dallas, Texas. We were in Dallas, Texas for the ACM brunch. And I just performed for my label and business partners, and I had recognized them from going to the Opry before and meeting some of the Opry family, which was really great. And they came on stage and asked me if I would come and play the Grand Ole Opry, and of course I said yes. And then a couple weeks later, I crushed my finger on a boat and had to move the date about a couple months later. So that was fun. It was really special to me because it was something that my grandfather had always wanted to do, and his dream basically brought me to Nashville. And so I immediately started planning what kind of memorial we would do for him for the Grand Ole Opry stage. And so I played his guitar, and I brought a Polaroid of him into the circle, and of him holding the guitar that I was playing, to have him come into the circle with me. So he ended up making it into the circle after all. So that was very, very special for me and my family. That was Confession Cube with Page 6. My new album, Faded Polaroids, is out now. Go give it a listen, and I'd love to see y'all out on the road, so come catch me live on the Need To tour. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.